Good morning, and welcome to the Good News Sunday Show. My name is Sonia McCullough Lockridge, and I am your host, and I joy to come to you in this fashion. Now, what we have been doing this summer is what I have titled Navigating Prayer with Nehemiah. Navigating Prayer with Nehemiah. Now, we had a little blip in the middle of that where we didn't have a video for a few weeks, but just to catch us up, or I don't even really know what. This week, our prayer is found in chapter 5 of Nehemiah. Last week, we did a partial walkthrough of chapter 4 of Nehemiah. So, this week, our prayer is found in chapter 5 of Nehemiah. So, my hope and prayer for today is that we would read through Nehemiah 5, or just read through the prayer portion of Nehemiah 5. Now, let's just go over the prayers that are found in the book of Nehemiah. Let's just go over the 14 prayers that are found in the book of Nehemiah. And I have them on my phone, so that's why I have my phone in my hand. So, prayer number 1 is found in Nehemiah 1, 4 through 11. Prayer number 2 is found in Nehemiah 2, 4. Prayer number 3 is found in Nehemiah 4, 4 through 5. Prayer number 5 is found, is that numbered right? There's another prayer found in Nehemiah 5:19, which is the one we were going to go over today. Nehemiah 6:14 is an additional prayer. Nehemiah 6:9, 6:14, 9:5, 9:9, 9:22, which encompasses 9:5 through 38. Nehemiah 13:14, Nehemiah 13:22, Nehemiah 13:29, and Nehemiah 13:31. So, those are the 14 prayers that are found in the book of Nehemiah. Now, today the prayer that we're focusing on is the prayer found in Nehemiah 5, because we have focused on the other prayers prior. So today we are focusing on the prayer that's found in Nehemiah 5, and it is found in Nehemiah 5 and 19. So let's just look at that. And in all likelihood, we will likely have to read the entirety of the book of chapter 5 of Nehemiah. So, let's just look at that particular prayer. It's found in 5:19, and it reads as follows. And today we are using the verse-by-verse NASB version of the text. Nehemiah 5:19 reads as follows. Remember me, O my God, for good, according to all that I have done for this people. Short, or let's not use the word short. Let's start using the word concise. A concise prayer. Let's eliminate the word source from our vocabulary, and let's use the word concise, because that is exactly what this prayer is. It is concise and to the point, and the Lord hears this prayer. Remember me, O my God, for good, according to all that I have done for this people. Nehemiah 5:19 is the prayer we are navigating to. We are navigating around on this very day. So, let's read some prior texts. Let's read some prior texts in chapter 5 of the book of Nehemiah. And it may be a lot. We may get through all of it, or we may not. But let's see if we can read it. And then next week we will walk through Nehemiah 5:19, which next week we'll walk through Nehemiah 5 that leads to the prayer in 19. But what that tells me is that we have 9 prayers left. We have 9 prayers left, and we are starting something new on October 3rd. So I'm not sure how we're going to get through all of these prayers between now and October 3rd, because I think I did miss 3 weeks. And so we have quite a few prayers left. We have more than half left that we have not navigated, because this is just in chapter 5. And so we still have 9 prayers left. So I'm not really sure what that means for us today, but I will figure it out. And I will for sure figure it out and let you know. So I'm looking at my time because I'm ready for church. And I'm getting ready to go to church this morning. So I was looking at the time to make sure I had time to read the entirety of this chapter 5 of the book of Nehemiah. Now, I've pre-read it this morning, and it's very interesting. I was not reading out loud, of course. So let us just read. Now, there was a great outcry of the people and of their wives against their Jewish brothers. For there were those who said, "We, our sons and daughters, are many. Therefore, let us get grain that we may eat and live." There were others who said, "We are mortgaging our fields, our vineyards, and our houses, that we might get grain because of the famine." Also, there were those who said, "We have borrowed money for the king's tax on our field and our vineyards. Now our flesh is like the flesh of our brothers, our children like their children. Yet behold, we are forcing our sons and our daughters to be slaves. And some of our daughters are forced into bondage already, and we are helpless because our fields and vineyards belong to others." Then I was very angry when I had heard their outcry and these words. This is Nehemiah speaking. I consulted with myself and contended with the nobles and the rulers and said to them, "You are exacting usury, each from his brother." Therefore I held a great assembly against them. And usury is a form of a charge. I said to them, "We, according to our abilities, have redeemed our Jewish brothers who were sold to the nations. Now would you even sell your brothers that they may be sold to us? Would you sell your brothers so that they may be sold to us?" Then they were silent and could not find a word to say. Again I said, "The thing which you are doing is not good. Should you not walk in the fear of our God because of the reproach of the nations, our enemies? And likewise, I, my brothers, and my servants are lending them money and grain. Please let us leave off this usury. Please give back to them this very day their fields, their vineyards, their olive groves, and their houses. Also the 100th part of the money and of the grain, the new wine, and the oil that you are exacting from them." So this usury was apparently wine and oil. I'm thinking. Haven't studied, just reading. Then they said, "We will give it back and will require nothing from them. We will do exactly as you say." So I called the priests and took an oath from them that they would do according to this promise. I shook out the front of my garment and said, "Thus may God shake out every man from his house and from his possessions who does not fulfill this promise. Even thus may he be shaken out and emptied." And all the assembly said, "Amen." And they praised the Lord. Then the people did according to the promise. Moreover, from that day that I was appointed to their governor in the land of Judah, from the 20th year to the 32nd year of King Artaxerxes, for 12 years, neither I nor my kinsmen have eaten the governor's food allowance. But the former governors, who were before me, laid burdens on the people and took from them bread and wine besides 40 shekels of silver. Even their servants domineered the people. But I did not do so because of the fear of God. I also applied myself to the work on the wall. We did not buy any land, and all my servants were gathered there for the work. Moreover, there were at my table 150 Jews and officials, besides those who came to us from the nations that were around us. Now that which was prepared for each day was an ox and choice sheep. Also, birds were prepared for me, and once in 10 days all sorts of wine were furnished in abundance. Yet for all this I did not demand the governor's food allowance, because the servitude was heavy on this people. Here's the prayer. Remember me, O God, for good, according to all that I have done for this people, says Nehemiah. Remember me, O my God, for good, according to all that I have done for this people. A concise prayer from Nehemiah in chapter 5 and 19 of the book of Nehemiah in the NASB version of the text. That is all I have for us today. Next week, we will walk through chapter 5 of the book of Nehemiah, verse by verse. There's a lot in here. It's a very meaty, very, very meaty portion of the text. And I look forward to walking through it with you. And I hope and pray that you have an extremely blessed day in the Lord. Thank you.